I look at you and you seem to me very much like an outlier. We talked about, the writing ability, which not everybody in Hollywood has. A lot of people just want to be on camera. A lot of people just want to be a star in my industry too. Poems and Prayers is the name of the book for those listening. So you've got writing ability. You move out to California, you get cast in the first two things that you apply for, you try out for, audition. You become a star pretty quickly. And then unlike virtually everybody who follows that path with success, you leave Hollywood, you go back to your native Texas, you choose to raise your children there, you get married, you're in a long-term marriage, like your marriage works, which is rare in your industry. By the way, you're not the first McConaughey I've interviewed. Your lovely wife came on my show when I was at NBC.
There we go.
And so all of these things suggest you're of a different mold and model than the average person out there, that you have, to me, a different value set. And I think that's embodied in your book, because what I see in here is you love America. You're a man of faith, but like most of us who are people of faith, you struggle with it. What does it mean? How far can it take me? Humble, how can I humble myself in order for it to really mean something to me? You love your children, you prioritize them over your job and realize they're both important, but one is clearly the winner. So I wonder whether that's all the job of the parents and Texas, and whether you think all of this would have happened for you if you hadn't pulled up out of Hollywood and gone back home.
So the main reason I came back, one of the main reasons I came back home is I did go out there to Hollywood long enough. I wanted to get myself established, enough credentials to say, oh, you can't just rock my boat and I'm gone, and also enough credentials where, if they want me, they know where to find me. And if they want me, I will plan my routes out to Hollywood and line up meetings for 2 weeks and just go knock them all out. Along the way, it was also, my mom's here, my brothers are here. As soon as Camilla and I decided to have children, I wanted them to be raised here near my home and around their family. I wanted them to be raised with the, maybe what you could say is a little more common sense values that I feel is around here, where a mile feels like a mile and 60 minutes feels like an hour. It was a natural coming home for me. It was also, at that time, I was doing romantic comedies, and I was the rom-com guy, and I loved doing them, and I hope to do more later on.
Wedding Planner with J-Lo, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days with Kate Hudson.
Hi, I'm Benjamin Barry.
Andy Anderson.
Oh, you are already falling in love with me.
Sarah Jessica Parker in one.
Failure to launch, yeah.
I had a nice time.
I did too.
Good night.
Good night.
I was rolling in the rom-coms, successful, enjoying the heck out of them. At the same time, I was so successful at them that any dramas I wanted to do, Hollywood was not offering me. Even if I took a huge pay cut, they're like, no, McConaughey, stay in your lane. Like, okay, well, if I can't do what I want to do, I'm going to quit doing what I'm doing. So moved back down here, dropped out. You didn't see me in any rom-coms. You didn't see me shirtless on a beach. You didn't know where I was. And I knew it was going to be a bit of a desert I was walking into, because I was like, I might have just wrote my one-way ticket out of Hollywood. And Camilla and I prayed on it, cried on it, and said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stick to the decision. And she goes, this might last a long time. You don't know. There's no parachute to pull here. You might just written yourself a ticket out of Hollywood. And I was like, yep, but it's non-negotiable. This is what I'm going to do. Well, months went by and nothing. 6 months go by, nothing. A year goes by. I talked to my agent. He goes, Matthew, I haven't even heard your name. Luckily at this time, Camilla's pregnant and we've got our first child coming on, which really anchored me to have a little significance, in a time when I was feeling very wobbly without any work to do. 18 months go by. And I remember the script comes in, it's romantic comedy, $8 million offer. I said, no, thank you. $10 million offer. I said, no, thank you. $12 million offer. I said, no, thank you. $14.5 million offer. I said, let me read that again. And let me tell you, it was the same words.
So
it was the same words as the $8 million offer, but it was better. It was more well written. I could see this working for me, But ultimately, I said no. And I think that sent a little bit of an invisible message to Hollywood. Oh, McConaughey's not bluffing. He's onto something here. He's actually playing offense and affirmatively where he is. And Cut to 4 months later, all of a sudden I get the calls for the dramas that I want to do, and I just attack them. So that was a step out of Hollywood where I needed to rebrand and unbrand, really, before I rebranded.
Mm-hmm. And then when did Dallas Buyers Club come?
2013. So that's about 3 years, I think, into that run after the 2-year hiatus.
30 days. I'm sorry. Fuck this. This is shit. Fucking 30 days, motherfuckers. Let me give you a little news flash. There ain't nothing out there can kill fucking Ron or Woodruff in 30 days.
Which led to Academy Gold. Was that before and after for you? Or like, was that actually a game changer or no? Because you'd already rejiggered and relaunched.
Well, look, it was a game changer in that, hey, there's my peers saying, we deem your performance the most excellent male lead performance of the year. That meant a lot to me. Sure as hell did. It wasn't something that I've ever been out to prove or anything, but to get that from my peers in the craft, and a lot of them who I respect, that felt really good. Now, one of the things that's funny about winning an Academy Award is that things you say afterwards, especially immediately afterwards, the things that used to be in small print are now in bold print. Even if you're repeating something you said 10 years ago, all of a sudden it's in bold print. And they're like, wow, that's original. I go, man, I've been saying that for 15 years. And now it's in bold print. But it did open up a lot of opportunities for me that I've tried to, take advantage of as responsibly as I could.
Well,
and hey,
but then here's my question for you.
To get that trophy.
When Robert Downey Jr. won, I think it was Best Supporting Actor this past a year ago, I think, if memory serves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as into it all, but I loved his opening line, which was, "I'd like to thank my unhappy childhood," which is so good and probably true for a lot of actors, right? Like that's where you get all the stuff that you can draw on, the stuff that you could put into a book like Poems and Prayers. But is it true for you?
No, it's not. And, I had a time where right after I called my dad and said I was going to film school, and he said, don't half-ass it. I get into film school. I'm a frat guy. I wear jeans and press my shirts, and they're tucked in, and I go see blockbuster films on the weekend. I got into film school on my GPA because I had a 3.82 GPA. I didn't have a piece of art. So I get into film school, and everyone's in there wearing black, and they're gothic, and no one's got a tan. Here I am. I got a tan, frat guy, jeans, and I'm questioning, wait a minute, do I need to be this sort of Hamletian, problems in life to be an artist, And I remember we'd have Mondays where you'd come back to the class, and you talked about what you saw that weekend. And I'd always come back and go, hey, man, I just saw Die Hard, and they'd come back and go, I saw the Eisenstein thing at the Independent, Anyway, every time I bring up the blockbuster, like I saw Die Hard, they'd all go, oh, that's shit. That's corporate bullshit, man. It's not art. And I'm going, oh, man, I'm getting hammered here. Maybe I'm not an artist.
But it was
and then
so
one
good.
day I came in. One day I come in and I say the blockbuster it was. And actually the one I'd said this day was Die Hard. And they go, oh, man, that's bullshit. And I said, hang on a second. Hang on just a second. I go, did y'all see it? And they go, well, no. I mean, we're just saying, I was like, oh, bullshit. No, you can't just say because it was popular, it came from a big studio and it played in a blockbuster that it's crap. I enjoyed it. And that's when I went, I'm going to keep my shirt tucked in. I'm going to keep my tan.
Hell
I'm
yes.
staying in my frat house. I'm rolling.
If I want to go spend the weekend watching Sharknado, why should they be allowed to stop me?
Come on.
It takes all different kinds of tastes to keep the movie industry going. When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold? Well, it would be. Whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification, Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold. So they created something special. And through September 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is going to offer you a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, request an info kit just right now. Text MK to the number 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into one in gold. And you're still eligible for a rebate and free metals of up to $10,000. Make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate of up to $10,000 when you buy by September 30th. Text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility and get your free info kit now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.